Hi, everybody, and welcome again to another episode of the ACSS News Broadcast on sanctions against Russia. We will try to make sense of the latest news. There's a lot on sanctions against Russia, and I will try to guide you through what's happening in this world of sanctions and why it matters for your business. My name is Saskia Rietbroek, and I'm Executive Director of the Association of Certified Sanction Specialists, or ACSS. Please visit our website at sanctionsassociation.org for information about membership, certification, and training. All right, let's get started on the hard news on the Russian sanctions. So, as we are on Monday now, let's see what happened since Friday, right? So we'll start with the United States, and there was a very vital, a key, a new executive order that was issued on Friday that does several things. First of all, it prohibits the import into the United States of several Russian products. It includes Russian fish, Russian seafood and preparations thereof, alcoholic beverages like vodka, and non-industrial diamonds. So I had to look that up. I guess industrial diamonds are for for the mining industry, right? These industrial diamonds, they use them to cut things and drill. But that's not included. The ban is just for non-industrial diamonds, so those that you can place on a nice ring or other jewelry. So these industry that I just mentioned, right, the seafood like crab, vodka, and non-industrial diamonds are really important sectors of the Russian economy. And this new import ban will deny Russia more than 1 billion in export revenues. According to a White House statement from Friday, it said that the US also retains the authority to impose additional import bans as appropriate. So we'll have to see what else they might add. So you might think, if I already have an order placed to import into the United States of, let's say, king crab. I understand actually that a lot of the U.S. Of the king crab that you can buy in the United States comes from Russia. So what do you do if it's already in process? Can you redirect it? Can you sell it to other countries? And there was an FAQ that was placed on the OFAC website that says yes. So you can sell it to other countries or redirect it to other countries, these shipments that were previously destined for the United States. And there's also some discussions on whether the import ban covers Russian fish processed in other countries like China, but I haven't seen any FAQ being issued on that. So we'll just have to wait. So what else did this new executive order say on Friday? There's also a ban on the export of luxury items to any person located in the Russian Federation. This will ensure that people in Russia can no longer buy luxury items such as nice watches, nice vehicles, nice clothes, high-end jewelry, and other goods that can be purchased by Russian elites. So I don't think there's a specific list yet that defines these luxury items. So we'll have to wait what that list actually is. The executive order also prohibits, and I thought it was interesting, new investments in any sector of Russia, as may be determined by the US government, by a US person wherever located. So as you remember, last week on March 7, the US already banned new investments in the Russian energy sector. But this new executive order from March 11, from Friday, really establishes a legal authority for future investment restrictions in other sectors of the Russian economy. But we don't know which sectors yet. So stay tuned on which sectors will be designated here. The executive order also prohibits the exportation or re-exportation or supply or sale from the US or by any US person wherever located of US dollar denominated banknotes to the government of Russia or any person located in Russia. So this is very broad. There are several licenses that were issued simultaneously with this executive order, including General License Number 18. And that authorizes, for example, that includes some exemptions or exceptions, and authorizes US dollar denominated banknotes for non-commercial personal remittances. And then there is exceptions to the exceptions. It says that personal remittance do not include funds transfers for use in supporting or operating a business, including a family-owned business. So that is not allowed. And then there's some other exceptions. So those were important developments in the United States on Friday. I haven't seen anything coming out yet today, but it's still early in the US. So let's take a look at some other countries. The UK, we also saw some developments on Friday. There was a joint statement from the UK financial regulatory authorities, OFSI, the FCA, and the Bank of England in particularly, related to the crypto asset sector. They basically issued a summary of legal and regulatory requirements on these firms and steps that these cryptocurrency companies can do to reduce the risk of sanctions evasion using crypto assets, and also what to do if you suspect that you're dealing with a crypto asset of a designated person. The guidance is only 3 pages long. I recommend you read it. It also includes that it reiterates the fact that financial sanctions regulations in the UK do not differentiate between crypto assets and other forms of assets. And it also has a list of red flags, very useful always, I think, that suggest an increased risk of sanctions evasion. As you remember, earlier last week on March 7, I think it was, the United States, in particularly FinCEN, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, which is the financial intelligence unit of the United States, also issued a similar guidance for the crypto industry. And that also includes a list of red flags. So lots of guidance for this sector. There is some some countries are sort of like a safe haven for these sanctioned individuals. For instance, I was in the UAE last week. I was visiting there, and I read that the UAE, for instance, has not issued sanctions yet against Russia, and they haven't chosen sides yet. And I read over the weekend that now in the UAE, they are being swamped with requests from Russians to liquidate, millions of dollars in virtual currencies, and maybe to invest in real estate in the UAE, because, as I said, they are not sanctioned there yet. Anyway, so that was a little side comment there. So let's some other things that happened this weekend or on Friday. The European Union. There was an important meeting on March 10, so that's March 10 and 11 in Versailles near Paris, and the EU leaders met on the issues related to Ukraine, and von der Leyen issued a statement on March 11 on a new package of restrictive EU measures against Russia. I haven't seen the council decision yet, or the regulation that normally are being issued with these decisions, but I think the statement already revealed a lot of things that they will do. First of all, von der Leyen said that the EU will deny Russia the status of most favored nation. So this means that Russian companies will no longer receive privileged treatment in the EU economies. The US did something similar last week. And von der Leyen also said that the EU will continue pressuring Russian elites close to Putin, and there will be a meeting sometime this week, I'm not sure when, to coordinate a new task force that the EU will be setting up targeting Putin's cronies. A similar task force has been launched in the United States a couple of days ago, spearheaded by the Department of Justice to go after the assets of the oligarchs. Von der Leyen from the EU also said that the EU will be making sure that the Russian state and its elites cannot use crypto assets to circumvent the sanctions. So we've seen guidance on this coming out from FinCEN. We saw the UK, and I'm sure the EU will also take measures there. Fourth, she also said that there will be a ban on the export of any EU luxury goods from the EU to Russia. No details have been announced yet, but so basically an export ban on luxury goods. And fifth, also very important, she says there will be a new prohibition on the import of key goods, it says key goods in the iron and steel sector from Russia. So again, no list has been announced yet, as far as I know, but these are also going to be, very impactful, of course, on the on many sectors. If you prohibit key goods in the iron and steel sector from Russia, it is not really clear yet which key goods would be included. And finally, she also announced that there will be a big ban. Big, that's what the statement said, a big ban on new European investments across Russia's energy sector. And this ban will cover all investment, technology transfers, financial services, etc., for energy exploration and production. So those were important developments that we've seen coming out from the US, the UK, and the EU in the last couple of days. And if there's any questions or comments, you can put them in the question box. Let me take a look if I see any. Chiara, do you see any comments? Okay, I don't see any comments yet. I hope I'm not looking at the wrong button here. Let me just take a look on my... All right, I see some comments coming in here. Do you have any information about potential restriction imposed by Russia over the EU, the US, and the UK? That's a good question. I will probably cover that over the coming days. I understand there are some new restrictions being imposed. Russia in the past already had restrictions on certain products coming from the EU or the US into Russia, and there will be some more coming out. So I don't have that information yet, but I'll make sure to cover that in the next couple of days. So thank you so much for that question. All right. Let me see if we have another question. So there was a lot going on last week, and we'll see this new package of the EU that is still being crystallized in the days to come, I'm sure. Hopefully, maybe today we'll have more information on what that fourth package actually means with the list of products impacted by this new sanction. So just a heads up on what's coming, and we'll cover, I'm sure, any details in our next broadcast tomorrow, same time. All right, there's no further questions. We'll wrap it up. It's almost time now. So I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, same time, with an update on what's going on with the Russian sanctions. Feel free to check out our website for any links that we have posted on our sanctions page on Russia. Let me post the link here. So, all right, so I think I posted it. This is the link where members of the association can have access to all the sanctions that I just mentioned and their links. Okay. All right. So I'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, same time, with an update on Russian sanctions. Have a nice day.